here with Rubin Dhilon, Industry Manager for Defense and Aerospace Applications for GE Intelligent Platforms. You're here at Milcom exhibiting, we're here too. Tell us, what is it about Milcom that attracts your company, and what are sort of the advantages you see? I know for us that we like the idea of the prime contractors and technology suppliers here together, big and small companies. How do you see that?
Well, Milcom is the premier event for military communications technologies. Military communications is a strategic play for GE Intelligent Platforms. It's up there with ISR and electronic warfare and radar. We see a great growth strategy in communications technologies, and so we're developing a number of networking products in particular for military vehicles, airborne vehicles, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. So this is a great event for us to come and show what we have to offer. Yeah,
we see the sort of communications segment of military, one that seems to continue to grow, even though the other things might be cut. Let's talk a little bit about the defense budget. The overall budget, of course, seeing a lot of cutbacks in the military budget. It's sort of inevitable that programs will be cut and things will be shrunk back. How do you see your company navigating through that situation, and are there actually ways to maybe capitalize on this current situation?
Yeah, sure. So everybody's asking the same question, right? Everybody's trying to figure out what's going on with the budget. In general, I would say that we're cautiously optimistic. Right? So there will be some major programs that will be cut, but we will see some upgrades to vehicles. We have some good customers in that space that we think will participate in some of the upgrades. But as the military budgets shrink, as forces will shrink, what we're seeing is this tendency towards smaller forces being deployed rapidly.
Right.
And communications technology is going to be at the heart of that. If you look at the Army's modernization program, they're saying that information warfare, information dominance is key part of their strategy, and number one, they want to build a superior network as part of their modernization program. So we think that we have a right strategy to play in that modernization strategy, and we, as I said, cautiously optimistic.
Yeah. And some of your background is in telecom, so you have sort of an expertise in that. So there's sort of an overlap between the two technologies. Yeah.
Oh, I'm amazed at the way the two industries are kind of mimicking each other. The gap, there used to be a wide gap between the technology adoption in military,
right,
when you compare it to, say, the telecom or commercial space.
Yeah.
The adoption rate of 10 gigabit Ethernet or a gigabit Ethernet, that's shrinking now. And it won't be long until the military is on par with the commercial space.
Sure, right,
we can just see it. And with the demands we're seeing from our customers for security in particular, secure networking, it's right there with the commercial space.
Yeah. Let's talk about consumer technologies, consumer applications. You can't walk 10 feet without seeing smartphones, iPads everywhere. And it's inevitable, and it's already happening a little bit, the idea of the military adapting those things and ruggedizing them for their own use. But of course, you don't see a company like Apple having any interest in doing it themselves because it's really a small market from their point of view. But do you see an opportunity for suppliers to maybe do that sort of ruggedization to these consumer devices? And even if it's not your company per se, how does it affect the traditional embedded companies versus these maybe people doing that sort of thing?
Sure. So from an embedded perspective, so the handheld, whatever it is, if it's Apple, if it's Android, if it's whatever it's going to be, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's just too much momentum. Everybody you talk to in the forces is looking to deploy these solutions. From my perspective, I'm more interested in the services that will be deployed to these handheld devices.
Yeah.
So what we're looking at is cloud computing. Right? So that, to me, that's an important subject in the military. So you'll have handheld devices. They have a set amount of computing in the hand, but offloading that to a cloud is where the interesting part happens.
Sure, right.
So where are those cloud servers going to be? They're not going to be sitting in a tent somewhere. They could be sitting in a UAV. They could be sitting in the back of a Humvee and solving the problems around compute and power and securing the network links into them. That's where a lot of the activity is, and I think that's where the embedded industry can really play.
So sort of the enterprise IT technologies overlap with the embedded technology in that sense, right?
Yeah, and back to your comment about the budget. The military, they want to deploy COTS-ready systems.
Right.
They want to deploy technology that's readily available in the commercial space. And so we're just going to continue to see this trend of bringing everything together and merging the commercial space with the military.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Rubin. I appreciate you taking your time out of your busy schedule to talk to us today at Milcom.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's great.